And it's what we had that the other empires did not have. The dedication to Jewish education, the dedication to the daily mitzvot, to the celebration of Jewish life on a day-to-day basis. Now you might ask me a question. How can me giving my child a Torah education survive eternity? Great question. But the fact is that thousands of years later, we are here today. Not exhausted, not numb, not lifeless, as fresh, as pulsating, and as creative as ever. Friends, a few weeks ago, I took a group of 65 university students from America. I took them on a trip to Eastern Europe, to Poland, to Russia, to the origin where many of you come from, where you come from, where your parents come from, where I come from, where the Chabad movement was born, Belarus, Russia, Ukraine, where the Baal Shem Tov was born. It was a very meaningful trip, extremely meaningful. And one of the cities we traveled by is a city named Dombrov. It's a city in Poland. It was a town before the war with thousands of Jews. Russia had millions. Poland had 3.5 million Jews. Today, a few thousand left. In Dombrov, the SS gathered all the Jews Friday afternoon and marched them to a forest. And when they marched them to a forest, they had the Jews dig graves. The SS went to eat lunch, and they got drunk, which was a strategy. They told the SS murderers, the Einsatzgruppes, who would go from city to city, town to town in Belarus, in the Ukraine, and parts of Poland, to be drunk. That way they would be more oblivious to what's going on and what they're doing. And they were drinking and laughing and enjoying. And the Jews were sitting and waiting. It was Friday. It was late Friday afternoon. And the sun was slowly setting. And one of the Jews sitting on the ground stands up. And he turns to a few thousand men, women, and children. And he says to them these words. He says, the Germans don't only want to destroy us. They don't only want to kill our bodies. They want to murder our spirits. They want to crush our souls. They want us to be embarrassed that we are Jews. We may not be able to save our bodies, but let's not give them the victory of destroying our souls. And therefore I say, this is our last opportunity to welcome the holy day of Shabbat, because next week we will welcome the Shabbat in heaven. This is the last time we can welcome Shabbos here on earth. And therefore, friends, I ask you all, whoever wants, join me. And he tells to the Jews, let's welcome our last Shabbos here on earth with song and with spirit. And he begins, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashoreis, Malachei Eliyai. The Jews hear the song. So the other groups start joining. Oymi Melech, Malachei Amelochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Within 2 to 3 minutes, you had thousands of Jews singing together. Malachei Eliyai, Oymi Melech, Malachei Amelochim, HaKadosh Baruch. It was surreal. Jews in a forest in front of two pits in the thousands. But it sounded like a symphony out of paradise. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Ashoreis, Malachei Hoy mi melech malechei amelochi. Now in the beginning, the SS, the Germans, thought it was cute. The Jews are singing. But after a few moments, they felt that there's something off. There's too much spirit. And they ran over. And they began shouting at the Jews to be quiet. Verfluchte Juden stiegen. Cursed Jews, quiet, silence. But at this point, as they say, if you got nothing, you got nothing to lose. They understood that they really have nothing to lose. And in their hearts, they imagined themselves sitting in their homes around their Shabbos tables. The table bedecked in white, the Shabbat candles burning and glowing, the father, the king, the mother, the queen, the boys, the princes, and the girls, the princesses, dressed in their most beautiful garments, singing as a family, bonding together in a semi-paradise here on earth, which is what a home saturated with Shabbat looks like. And in their minds, they connected to hundreds of generations of Jews who each week stopped and went out of the world that's hustling and bustling, stressful and anxious, and welcomed the holy day. And thus their song continued. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Ashoreis Malachei Eliyahu Hoy mi melech Malachei Ameloch. The SS were infuriated. As they hollered more, the Jews just continued singing. They finally shouted and said, if you don't stop singing right now, we will shoot. But they knew that that was the plan regardless. The pits were waiting. They continued singing. And the shooting began. The mass murder began. But two Jews ran. They ran, dodging the bullets to the forests. The SS tried to pursue them, but they somehow got away. They survived the war with the partisans in the forests. And for the rest of their lives, they told a story about how the holy Jewish community of Dombrov died as Shabbat descended on the horizon of the forest around Dombrov, in middle of the song of Shalom Aleichem, interrupted by the bullets, the screams, the cries, the bloodshed, and the horror of that Friday evening. And I thought to myself, my dear friends, isn't that why you and I are here this evening? To make sure that that melody will never get interrupted. Who will make sure that the sacred melody of those Jews, of those children, of those women, of those men will not be interrupted for eternity? Who will make sure that their melody, their song, their ballad, their symphony, their lives, their passions, their ideals, and their values will continue? If not you and I, who will tonight embrace our great calling as the people of eternity to continue singing their song until the great day when Shalom Aleichem, when the peace and the serenity of Shabbat, the Yom Shekuloi Shabbat, the day that will be full of Shabbat, will overwhelm our entire aching planet speedily in our days. Amen. Thank you very much.